Hey ECFA. This week we're going to be working on Infinito Dios for levels 1 through 4. Let's get started. So let's take a look at these chords. The first one's A major. Second one's D. Now we have learned D, so it's not they aren't all new. F sharp minor, important one. E. Okay, so level 1. Our first chord is A. Now the second one is D, but I will warn you that the D is very fast. So it'll go about this speed. So you got to practice that slow. This is really what it comes down to. Like, you have to practice it really slow so that you can get used to it. And then once you're good at it, it'll be easy, right? So that's just the first part of the song. So we have A, C sharp, E. And you can write these notes down if you think you're going to forget. And D, F sharp, A. Now remember that you can pause the video to write these notes down. It's not like I'm going to keep going forever if you pause the video, okay? And then pre-chorus. Okay, let's go straight to the pre-chorus. So we have the same D chord. D, na na, F sharp minor, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4. So those are two different chords. F sharp minor, F sharp, A, C sharp. Okay? E, E, G, B. Remember, write these down. These should be chords that you should know, like, you should know these chords in your sleep, okay? These should not be hard. But if you don't know them, make sure you just practice it. And you can do practice methods of, like, I don't know, even 5 minutes a day of just doing these chords. Trust me, you'll remember them. You'll remember them. It doesn't take that long, okay? And that's all of the chords. So let me just play through the song. I'll kind of just go through the melodies. All right. Dios reinará por siempre. Chorus. Okay, level 2. Now, level 2 is almost always just going to be the second hand. Now, remember, on the second hand, we're actually skipping the middle note. So for A, we're taking out the C sharp, but that's for the left hand. So we play it all together. Well, we have our left hand here, and we're taking out the C sharp. Don't play the C sharp. The top hand, play the C sharp, okay? You're always going to leave out the middle note, at least for now. And so, yeah, just make sure that you're doing this. Also, remember, thumb and pinky. Ending notes should be thumb. Well, in this case, left hand, pinky, thumb for A and E. Thumb and pinky for A and E, and the middle finger for C sharp. Okay? Next chord, D. So again, we're taking out this chord, or this note for the left hand. We're taking out the F sharp. So here's left hand by itself, normal D by itself, add them both together. By normal D, it's just D major is what I'm referring to. So yeah, you can write these notes down, pause the video, whatever you want to do. F sharp minor. Now this one is kind of this one's the same deal. Now F sharp minor is a harder chord because it's one of the sharp chords, so you might find it a little harder because we don't always have sharps in our songs for church. But left hand is F sharp and C sharp. Right hand is F sharp, A, and C sharp. Okay, so that's just what you should be looking for. And last one is E. So we have left hand, skip the G sharp, don't play it. E, B, right hand, E, G sharp, B. So all these notes together. And there you have your E chord. Now that's all of the chords for this song. Remember, you can write these down, but otherwise I'm just going to play it, all right? Let's go to the pre-chorus. Okay, don't play that E there. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that's level 2. Now remember, these chords in the beginning, that's probably going to be the hardest part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, it's really fast. Okay, so that's something you should definitely highlight when you practice it. Go really slow. Na, 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 like a slow. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Okay, that's level 2. Level 3. Now we're going to get into some of our special chords. Now our left hand will always stay the same. Remember, pinky, thumb, the ends. So for the A, we're going to be doing a normal A, adding the B. Now this is an A add 9. So we had actually in our one of our previous songs, we had a G add 9. It's actually, you're just moving it up a whole step. So G add 9, A add 9. Now if you don't want to think of it that way, just write down these notes or remember them. So it's going to be, it's basically normal A, you're just adding the B. So we have A, E, A, B, C sharp, E. Then, well for D, we're going to be doing this. We're not going to play the F sharp on this one at all. We're going to be doing D, A, D, E, A. So we have an experiment. You see how we're taking out the middle note in this one? We're taking out that F sharp. You can do the same thing in A if you want. We have our C sharp, take it out. Experiment. It's a little less full. But for this song, it might be perfect, okay? So try both of those. Okay? F sharp minor. Now this is kind of like our E minor that we did the other day. So we have our E minor, then we go up to A minor or F sharp minor. So if you remember the E minor, then you can just go up a whole step. If you don't, write down the notes. F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A, B, C sharp. It's basically just a F sharp with the B. Okay, and the last one is E. Now for the E, we're gonna be doing this. So it's nice. It has a nice it's pretty full. That's what I'm saying. So the notes for it are E, B, E, G sharp, A, B, like that. Normal E or normal E, adding the A. E, B, E, G sharp, A, B. Okay, pause it, write it down. Those are gonna be all the chords. Okay, so let's go over that. Okay, so that's going to be it. Now, I'll be adding an additional link later on, and it will be just the song, so you can have a play along thing with it when you get good at the chords. Okay. Okay. Last level, level 4. Now in this level, we're going to be adding some rhythm. Now remember last week's level 4 for our last song, which was Cuán Grande es Dios. We were doing like what I was calling rolling. So hopefully you've been getting better at that. I'm not expecting you to be perfect yet, but if you think you're pretty good, start adding it in your playing. Now that's kind of like a separate lesson, so I don't want to keep going over that every time. But we're gonna be adding some rhythm. So on our left hand, we're actually gonna be doing something this time. So and it's gonna be counted in eighth notes. If you don't know what eighth notes are, it's basically when I count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's double that. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can add your top note can stay the same. You can do it low. Now what we're gonna do for the D. Now this is might be a little easier. If you're level 1 and you've watched this far, you can maybe cheat and do this. So we have this. So we're still moving our left hand pretty far, but we're only moving. I'll show you the notes in a second. But we're only moving our right hand hardly at all. So we have A at 9, rhythm on the bottom on the A. Now we have this is just our normal A that we learned in level 3. Now we're adding our D is going to be a little different in this one. So we have rhythm and a different D. So our D will be D, A, D, E. And if you're wondering why it might not sound exactly the same, it might be because you're playing up here. Now, if you want to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, go ahead, but I guess it sounds kind of cool. You won't get the same punchy effect that you would from a bassier spot on the piano. That low D is really nice. Okay. And you can do this D actually for any part of the song. So before we were doing this, but you can actually do that to any of them. Switch it up, okay? Just a challenge. E F sharp minor, same F sharp minor, and E. Now, what you can keep doing though is you can go like this is almost like as if you're playing um, like a bass player would, because they're playing, but you're adding it to make your playing a little more hard. It'll be harder. Now, if you're adding that pedal in there and you feel pretty comfortable with it, now you can look at what I'm doing. Now, what you don't want to do with the pedal is don't play it the whole time, especially when you're doing this rhythm, because it'll kind of ruin it. Do it for the last couple if you are going to use it though. So, no pedal, pedal, then whenever you're about to switch, you can add in that pedal. The only reason is because then you won't have that staccato or short effect. And I mean, do it your own artistic way. Remember, don't let the pedal bleed through the other note to the other chords. When you're playing the pedal and you play it at the end, don't do this. You see how it's bleeding in? You don't want that, okay? Because that sounds bad. So just make sure something to think about. Now I'm gonna play the song in this level 4 way. Now remember the chord for D is this. Now it's gonna be that's gonna be pretty hard for some of you if you've never done this. Maybe some of you it won't be. Who knows? Adding this rhythm, especially that jump to D, can be pretty tough. Okay, but I think you can do it. So remember, practice it slow. That's the key. Practice it slow. Because if you practice it slow, then you'll be able to you'll know it better. Practice slow first, build up your speed. That way you'll be really good at it. You can probably even play it faster. Right? If you even play it faster than the song, maybe you can do it for fast. You can use this kind of stuff for another song. Okay. So just yeah, spend some time on it. Okay. But otherwise, let's jump right into it. There you go. It's level 4. So, really just really get used to this stuff, okay? Because it's gonna be it's very useful. If you're especially if you're only playing like say if you ever play with just a vocalist, or if I was playing with my sister, you'd wanna make sure that you have some like bass kind of going in the background. You don't want to be so boring. Na, 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 na. Especially as a fast song, you can add some of this stuff. And if I know some of you are working your octaves, you can even do octaves if you want. Octaves are just one note to the next note. They're same note. See, it says octave there on the screen. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this week. So have a good one. And remember, you can practice along with the play along track. Okay. And I'll see you next week.